mentioned Texas's defense coming up with some key turnovers to change the course of the game. We also saw that one, sorry, Randall, when the Gamecocks went up to Lexington in week 2 and got a win over the Wildcats.
Here we go.
Yeah, Randall, we're still talking about it. You can't go up to Lexington and put on the show that South Carolina did
turn this off,
and us
please?
still not talk about it on Wednesday.
This is enough.
4 days later, South Carolina first place in the SEC right now, 1-0 in conference play. Look at everyone else. No one else has won a conference game so far, just my Gamecocks.
And then we just got to put us all the way down at 16, right? I see
That's the way the cookie crumbles right now. Now, I think we have to be fair to say there's only been one conference game played, but still, South Carolina and that number 1 next to it, Randall, looks pretty good. Joined now by 2 stars of that South Carolina defense, Dylan Stewart and Nick Emanwari. Guys, congratulations, not only on the success last week, but on all the excitement surrounding how good this defense is. Nick, I want to start with you. When it comes to your mentality in approaching that Kentucky game, there were a lot of narratives swirling around after week 1. What was y'all's mentality? What was your mindset in going up to Lexington and getting that win?
Yeah, there's a lot of narratives going around, and our whole mindset was just to focus and forget what the media says, and just execute the game plan. And that's pretty much what we worked on this whole week.
Nick, now I know you were serious in practicing in the game, but in the post game, I saw you giggling when they asked about our O-line. So what you really think of our O-line?
Ask him right here. He did good work with him, so.
He definitely did good work. Man, I really love watching y'all play, and I love just how y'all getting after the quarterback. Dylan, to you, whenever I watch you play, I love to see the way that you've been. Who do you model your game after?
I don't really model my game after anybody. It's just like, that's just what I do.
Dylan, there's a lot of Gamecock fans out there who feel like you remind them a little bit of another edge rusher who is pretty talented wearing the garnet and black and Jadeveon Clowney. What do you think when people make those comparisons to you 2 games into your college career?
I mean, I see it. It's just like, it's cool, but I ain't really paying too much attention to it because that's not the main focus.
Your main focus right now, I'm sure, is finding a way, going up against this LSU team, getting Nussmeier off the mark. What do you see from Nuss on film right now?
They have a great O-line. I just think it's going to be a great game. We just got to see it.
All right, Nick, hype this guy up right next to you. I mean, as a true freshman and what he's done 2 games in, what do you see from him in practice that's translating as well as what we see in the games?
Man, Dylan the dog, man. He makes the hard things look easy. He the best freshman in the country right now. You know, if you ask me, I think if you ask a lot of people, I think he's the best freshman in the country. That's all I need to say.
You can definitely see it. Now, I got to ask, are you getting as many sacks in the game? Have y'all played the game? Who's the best on the team playing NCAA 25?
I think that's like DQ Smith.
Yeah,
DQ Smith, like, yeah, he a gamer for sure.
Wow, resounding DQ Smith. Like, how many hours are we talking that DQ's on the game? That y'all both said his name at the same time?
Put some time
I don't want to get him in trouble. Yeah, I don't want to get him in trouble. He's a gamer.
That's fair. That's very fair. We have to ask you about another one of your teammates. Dylan, I'll start with you. What kind of push does Kyle Kennard not only give you, but this defense?
I would say, like, he's a great leader. Like, the things that I'm doing right now, like that whole edge room, like, we just push each other. We make each other better. Like, and leading up to the games, like, we always just working.
That's good to have another guy on the side of you. When I think about this LSU receiving group, LSU's always talked about as receiver U. What are you seeing from them on film that you're looking forward to playing against?
They got a lot of energy, man. You know, after the plays, they like to celebrate. It looks like they like to talk a lot of trash and smack, but, you know, they got a lot of energy, you know. They're a good receiver group. They got a lot of dudes that came out of LSU in the NFL right now. They're known as wide receiver U, so it's going to be a good matchup on Saturday with our secondary.
All right, I want to dive a little bit into life as a Gamecock freshman with you, Dylan. What's been the most exciting part of walking around campus? What's your favorite class? What's your go-to place to eat in Columbia? Give me the rundown of what the first couple months have been like.
I'd say my favorite class was when I first got here. It was sports. It was called like sports management or something like that. And my favorite place to eat is Halls.
Is where?
Halls.
Halls? Oh my gosh, yeah. I didn't
that a
have Halls
flashback
money
for
when
you?
I was in college. No, I didn't have Halls money when I was in college. Just a
Oh, man.
steakhouse.
It's a different time and age.
What's the order, Dylan?
It's kind of long, but
Like, give it to us.
New York steak, Parmesan fries, cream corn, lobster tail, and that's it.
Ooh, they're eating
I
good
see.
in Columbia.
Definitely. I couldn't even get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich back in the day when I was in school.
Old man. Right here.
We always got to throw out my age, I guess. Nick, I want to know, who's the guy in the locker room that's always on TikTok, that's always trying to do a dance in the locker room?
Jalen Kilgore, man, he's a TikTok fanatic, man. He stays on TikTok. He's doing dances. He be practicing his PBU dances or pick six dances. He a TikTok guy for sure.
Are his dances good? How would we grade his dancing and his TikTok content?
Yeah, he got some rhythm. He can dance. He gonna make some plays on Saturday. He gonna show y'all some dances on Saturday. So I just got to see.
I love it. We've seen Coach Beamer dance a bit in the locker room, certainly after the game and the win in Lexington this past weekend. Nick, you're the upperclassman, so I'm going to put you on the spot. I know Dylan's probably too young to be able to do this. Can you give us a Shane Beamer impression?
Coach gonna kill me. Coach gonna kill me. I can't do that to Coach, man. He gonna kill me.
Oh, man. All right.
Coach, he like to move his arms a little bit, though, so,
Move his arms like he talks with his hands, or?
Yeah, a little something like that. That's all I can give you. I don't want to.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. We'll take that. I love this. I love seeing the energy between y'all. I look forward to watching y'all this week and just seeing what kind of plays y'all put on film.
So appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Keep it up. We'll talk to you soon. Those guys, part of a South Carolina defense that was just lights out against the Cats offense last week, holding Kentucky to 6 points and 183 yards. Kentucky completed just 6 passes, and the Gamecocks sacked the quarterback 5 times. An honest Mark Stoops evaluating what he saw last weekend.
We've been beaten, pretty badly by some really good football teams, but I felt like our team always fought back. Always, we talk about it all the time. You get punched, you get hit, you swing back. And very disappointed and, not happy with us, our coaching, our response, the way we played. Need to get back to work. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. We got our butts beat, and we'll keep on swinging back.
Before we really dive into what we saw from that game, can we just give Nick and Dylan a shout out for coming on with us immediately after getting off the practice field?
Yeah, they definitely rushed off the field and came up to the show.
It's hot there in Columbia. This conference game, also on the scale of importance, LSU, South Carolina. College Game Day is heading to Columbia, of course, after the big Week 2 win over Kentucky. LSU had a similar start to the season as Texas A&M did, right? A loss in their opener, then they come back against Nicholls and put up a bunch of points. Who is this win more important for between the Gamecocks and the Tigers?
I would say the Tigers. In my eyes, I think that Nesmire has played really well. I think that he's put themselves in position to win a ball game this past week. It was really interesting to see how well that their defense played this past week. I think they played well again against Southern Cal whenever they played. I want to see discipline, right? I want to see them not having the silly penalties. There's no need for that. Being able to control their emotions and play a winning football game.
I will take the other side since you said LSU, and I'll say it's more important for South Carolina. I think there's an argument that could be made for both, and you make a lot of great points there. But if you're South Carolina, after the way you start Week 1, which, let's be honest, as great as the performance was Week 2, Week 1 was questionable, and we were freaking out a little bit. I'll put my hand up. I was freaking out a little bit after Week 1. You have to continue that momentum from Week 2. Build off of what you went on the road in SEC play and did. Build on this culture that Shane Beamer and this staff have built. And there's no better way to do that than in front of 80,000 plus in your home stadium with College Game Day throwing it to your kickoff with LSU South Carolina starting at noon. This is a great LSU team. This is a talented LSU quarterback, to your point. The South Carolina defense will be on national display. What about the offense, though? Can the South Carolina offense generate some more momentum?
That's the question.
Build some more confidence in their young starting quarterback? That's what I'm going to be focused on.
Well, it starts with the ground game. You got to find a way to run the football. That opens up everything for you. The play action pass, being able to get Sellers out on the edge and use his legs, and he's so gifted and talented when he has the ball in his hands on the edge, being able to throw the ball and run it. He provides that threat. But my question for you is this LSU team, how are they going to fare coming into a hostile environment?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to sound biased saying this, and a lot of people are going to turn on the show and hear me say this and say, of course you would say that. South Carolina is one of the most underrated environments in college football.
I would agree.
That is one of the loudest, most insane stadiums that you will ever set foot into. The cockpit is going to be absolutely bonkers on Saturday by the time this football game kicks off. That's not to say LSU's not used to going on the road and playing in crazy environments in the SEC, but sometimes you catch teams slipping on what happens inside of Williams-Brice Stadium, and it's going to be absolute pandemonium. LSU's got to take the crowd out of it.
So, do you have a score prediction then?
I don't have a score prediction.
No, you
and,
you don't want to go there,
I'm going to dodge that.
Okay,
Cox by
okay.
90. Just kidding. Okay. We mentioned College Game Day coming to town. So, as the resident South Carolina Gamecock, Randall, I got to give the folks at home some travel tips.
What you got for us?
So, the first travel tip I have for you, wherever you're going, put it in the GPS. If it says it's going to take 22 minutes to get there, add another 15 minutes. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because if you get stopped behind a train in Columbia, South Carolina, you're going to be sitting there for a while. Do you know how many classes I was late to or just turned around and did not
you don't wanna
attend because
miss.
I got stuck behind a train? I'm just kidding. I didn't
Don't be
skip
late.
class, Dad, actually. The trains are rampant, maybe more than in any other city I've ever been to in my life.
Oh, wow.
So leave 15 minutes earlier
What
than
else you got
think
for
you need
us?
to. Hydrate. I know that LSU fans
What do you mean?
coming from
What
Louisiana.
kind of hydration are we talking about?
Hydrate with the good stuff
What's the
before
good
the
stuff?
good stuff.
Before the good
Water, Gatorade, Pedialyte,
Okay,
whatever it is.
Okay, that's what you mean.
My first TV job was at the CBS affiliate WLTX in Columbia, and our weatherman, who's been a legend in Columbia, Jim Gandy, used to say, the only thing separating you from hell in Columbia is a screen door. It's hot. It's a different type
like
of
that.
hot.
I
In
might take that
Columbia.
one.
Hydrate so that you can make it through the game, LSU
Okay,
fans.
what
I
else?
want you to enjoy everything Williams-Brice Stadium has to offer. My last piece of advice, you know, I've been around LSU fans. Y'all know how to party. I'll give it to you. You know how to party. You're not going to feel good when you wake up on Sunday. One reason
What do
or
you
another.
need for Sunday?
Go to Andy's Deli.
Andy's Deli.
Get you a sandwich from Andy's Deli. It's going to cure whatever Sunday scaries.
Oh, that
you
BLT,
may
what you getting? What's your order
from
at Andy's?
Ooh, anything. Literally,
Yeah.
it's all about the sauce
Okay.
at Andy's. It's all about the dipping sauce that you dip the sandwiches in.
Okay.
So good. Right there in 5 points,
I like
which
that.
if you're having the Sunday scaries, probably means you were in 5 points about 9 hours earlier
Yeah.
on Saturday night at the bars. So
You're a great
there's my
tour
travel
guide.
advice.
I appreciate that. I might make the trip now. We never know.
We
Let's
need
see.
to go down there.
We
I
should.
also took to Twitter to get Gamecock fans to give me some advice on where we should tell LSU fans to go. I haven't lived there in quite a while. Want to make sure, you know, I'm up to date on the places. Rob says the team should definitely hit 5 points
5
on
points
Friday
you talked
night.
about?
It's probably not the most serious advice in the world. If you know, you know. Forrest gave some great recommendations. In all seriousness, everything on that
Shout out
list,
Forrest.
great. Zesto, solid. DePrado, solid.
What's Alvin Glenn?
Alvin S. Glenn is the detention center.
No, stop it.
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
That LSU fans should go
You
to
are
Alvin S.
out
Glenn.
of pocket for that.
Don't go there, actually. Don't go there.
Please don't.
There were plenty of other suggestions under that tweet that we actually couldn't put.